First-hand info on the things you use, so you know what's what before you choose. Get the inside from Stephen and Keith, it's the product of the week.
So welcome to this week's installment of Product of the Week.
Yeah, Keith, we've got a very, very exciting product here. It's the MAUS Stixx. It's an automatic fire suppression system that can be installed within any distribution board from domestic to commercial with no maintenance or no shutdown involved in order to install it. And what it is it's a small little stick that has a sticky back peel on it that can be just mounted to the top of your distribution board and can be linked out as many times as needed, depending on the size of the distribution board and how many chambers it has. And I think there's a lot of good advantages to it that we can run through. And I know that you've looked them up and you thought that it was very popular.
Like I know you, when you were describing it to me, I thought it was going to be, a bigger, item that you're going to have to try and mount in your fuse board. And I immediately thought, oh, that's extra work for me. But seeing it here now with the sticky back system that you just literally open your fuse board and attach it to the inside of like above breakers or parts of the fuse board which you're expecting to maybe in time overheat or with a bad connection or something like that. I think it's a genius kind of product,
Yeah, and I think one of the main advantages is the non-toxic potassium based aerosol that releases from it. So, if you're thinking about like a situation where you've got a distribution board with, a fire actively happening within that board, and you've got a non-toxic gas putting out that fire. So for anybody that's coming in post fire to actually fight,
there's no worries.
And that includes from any fire department or firefighters coming in, like that there's no toxic gas there, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, look, the main thing with installing these is, I suppose, for me as an electrical contractor, you walk away from a fuse board, you're happy enough that you've done the job to the best of your ability. But I suppose being, in terms of fuse boards, maybe being, in, areas with high traffic or something like that, where you might get loose connections over a period of time, just being able to offer this to your customer and show them that this is the product that you've chosen to go in as part of your fuse boards. And I know even myself and yourself talked during the week and thought it'd be a great item to include as part of maybe a solar install or a battery install.
Yeah, I think and I've mentioned it before as well, like if you're thinking about the big talk that's been happening within the UK, like in regarding battery packs and inverters and the installations and where they're being installed in the likes of attics and stuff like that. If you're thinking about like a life safety system that there's no maintenance involved, it can literally be installed without shutting down any system, and it could potentially save your life. You think back to the days like where you're looking now, like in the UK, at all the metal distribution boards, like like your fuse boxes and stuff, and why they were developed, like because of the position of the domestic distribution boards being mounted underneath stairs and stuff. You think about this type of product being able to actively put out that fire like before it even really gets going. It's an amazing thing to have.
Yeah, and I suppose the first question I ask is what type of, or within what range of temperature are we talking here for getting these guys to activate?
Yeah, so that can sit in your board, and obviously when this activates, the fire has started, so there's an active fire within the panel, so you're reaching temperatures of, I think it's around 170 degrees, give or take. And once this device senses 170 degrees, it releases the potassium gas, and it will put out that fire, and it will continue to re-release the gas and put out that fire, which offers time for people to escape, and it offers time because when the potassium gas is released, we're not expecting that there's going to be no smoke. There's a non-toxic smoke being released, which will still reach your smoke detector, will still set off the alarm, and you will you will still be able to exit the building or exit the premises and get everybody out safely while this product is putting out the fire.
Geez, that's brilliant. And the first question I asked you is, like, in terms of fuse boards and electrical panels, you showed me this stick, and I was like, how is that one gonna set off a bigger panel? But then you elaborated and told me that these are actually linkable, and there's bigger sizes for bigger panels. And
so there's different sizes, you know, you've got your Pro 1 and your Pro 5 and your Pro 10, and they're all different sizes. But with that, like with these smaller ones as well, they can all be linked out, like you mentioned. And the detection links that are on these and also can also be ran down through the panel as well, between
like daisy chains,
and they can be ran through areas where of most importance, you know. And I think it's very smart design. And also, if one of these activates within the panel and puts out an active fire, what it's also doing is it's not releasing any type of gases that could potentially cause any damage to other hardware that's in that panel, you know?
Yeah.
Which I think it's a great thing, because what you have is when, you know, if somebody was spraying something into a panel, putting out a fire, you could like potentially ruin other type of hardware or other types of MCBs or stuff like that. Like, and they're operating, you know, facilities will be compromised going forward, you know, because I think this is a game changer for that.
It definitely is. And look at the size of them, like, you know, just for an electrical contractor, just to be able to carry a few of these around, you know, and, you know, even to the point where you might come across a fuse board that you might not just like the look of, or you might have to do a bit of remedial work and you want to stick one of these in while you're away and getting that job approved.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. Like, you know, how many of them would you fit into an organizer? Maybe 20 or 30, you know?
Yeah, but even looking at that there, like you've got your pack of 10 that comes in a nice little box like that. It's like a little pizza box.
Yeah, it's like compact, Yeah,
nice little contractor pack there. Like, and you can order that then directly off Dynamic Electrical. They'll come out and they'll order that, and they actually come out and they'll fit everything for you. Or they also provide CPDs and training where you can actually be trained up in how to install these products
properly,
yourself.
I suppose, that's what you want. You want to have the right distances, and I suppose for the size board, you want to have the right amount of them in. So there's no point in having them in if they're, you know, too far away or
and if one of them activates and you've done your remedial work in regards to where the fire started or where the fire started, it's a quick and easy swap out, you know what I mean, of one of these products to get a brand new one in, you know. And
look, at the end of the day, as you know, being a business owner and being able to offer that and show your customer that you're taking the utmost care with their installation, I think it is a game changer. Yeah, from your domestic to your commercial, industrial, and even down to, you know, like the likes of social housing and what you mentioned, the solar, and, you know, to be able to think that you can put a product like this in to your house, you get like 5 years warranty with it as well. Yeah. So like you get a bit of an installation, and what also comes with that pack as well is a little sticker that will go inside the panel as well, like an identification. And you can put the installation date down, and you get 5 years out of that product as well before it would need to be swapped out anyway. So you'll get 5 years out of it. There'll be an ID number that you can put on it, so you'll know then that if a product has been replaced and a different ID number is on it, that you can monitor, you know, the date that it was changed. So I think it's a really exciting time to be, you know, looking at the industry, thinking of ideas like this that, you know, could potentially save lives. Like, and I just want to, you know, I know it's product of the week, and I'm just saying that this product should go worldwide and it should be talked about a lot more. And I'm glad that we are doing it now. And if anybody is looking to get the product, reach out to Dynamic Electrical, and I'm sure they'll link in with you to be able to get an order out to you. Well done, lads. Cheers. Take it easy. Have a good one.
Get first-hand info on the things you use, so you know what's what before you choose. Get the inside from Stephen and Keith. It's the product of the week.